Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. Sorry I was away the last couple of days, just became an uncle. That's right, oldest one in the family, so after two kids of my own, I'm now finally an uncle. And it's a lot of fun with somebody else's kid than your own. Now with that being said, Easter event is right around the corner. I'll cover it more in the upcoming video, but you can look forward to a free Legendary Dragon Eye through the dungeon event, as well as most likely pretty sure Beatrix is coming back on the regular banner next week, and tomorrow we'll have the new limited hero on the banner with a lot of other really solid heroes. So Nikilith is the limited hero that we'll be getting. So with limited heroes you need to pull a lot of extra copy for you to get the exclusives. Now with that being said, look forward to a very big summoning session tomorrow. Not only I'll be doing my own, I'll also be doing a very special viewer summon. So we're looking forward to probably over 1,500 draws, if not more. So be sure to catch that. Nikilith is a support hero, and there are many aspects of her kit. I think it was first hinted, I thought she was going to be a defender, but I guess they changed it now to support once it's now officially released. There seems to be a little bit of a bug right now because this is supposed to last 4 turns, but it's only lasting 2 right now. I'm sure they'll fix it. With these heroes, they make them more and more complicated. It's understandable. Upon release, there's a little bit of, either wrong wording, typo, or a little bit of bugginess, but I'm sure they always fix it to match what it's intended to do. So in terms of her resonance status, she doesn't actually do any resonance damage, but she goes into a resonance status, which buffs her passive. And basically, when she's in resonance status, she is immune. The amount of damage she boosts doubles, and she now gives everybody a Shelter of Faith. Now, the Shelter of Faith is really powerful because it basically means if the ally is going to fall below 50% because of taking damage, then they only lose 1 HP. And then once you get higher exclusive, that actually becomes 2 key breakpoints, one time at 66% and 33%. So effectively, you're really preventing a lot of heroes from getting one shot. So today you see, like, we're still getting a lot of, one shot scenarios where you're battling out between 2 teams. Nikilith is going to make things way more tankier than before. So, if we thought last year when we introduced Muron and heroes got a lot tankier, Nikilith now kind of makes things a little bit different, where it's kind of just straight out blocking damage and resetting to them 1. And this is like beyond the likes of Marie, which means you still can get through with direct damage. Nothing gets through Nikilith. The other part of the kit is noting that here it says all damage increase. So this is different from boosting skill damage or boosting, dot damage. This is all damage type, and I believe that multiplier might be an additional multiplier outside. We can test that very shortly to see how does that interact with skill damage. And I have a feeling it just means skill damage and dot damage is increased by 20%. I am curious to see if they have an additional multiplier on top, but we're going to test that for sure in next part of the video. Like, she will do some damage every time you cast spells, so this is kind of pursue damage. That means she will definitely be useful with another arcane skill, so perhaps bring something that has an extra shield, because you're going to have a bit of a... I guess what's interesting here is your shieldish spear thrust. It's almost like your main skill now, because this is like deals 2 stages of damage to the enemy, right? And then you're going to pursue attack again by another 6%. So max HP, and then 6% max HP for bleed damage. So 10%. Then here is another. So it's almost like 2 stages of... So it's like 30% max HP, but scaling off of HP. So it's almost like you want to build her HP mastery, and let's see if that's the recommendation. Like, if you want her to use damage, you definitely can, but it's just simply saying, do a lot of HP and speed, because you want to psycho a lot of her turns. If she has a lot of turns, she's going to be able to get back to her resonance status. Every time she goes into the resonance status, she's going to be able to grant Shelter of Faith. The last part of her kit is the kit that grants reappearance. And on the ally, not self, okay, with the highest initial attack, which means, and she does this whenever she's casting Shielded Spear Thrust. So it's almost like every turn you can give your ally reappearance. Now, every time your ally is casting the skill, it's double casting. So we're going to see that very shortly where, like, I'm going to do this with, say, for example, Jingle Bell. And Jingle Bell is going to, like, just double snowball proc. So it is just absolutely insane. So from, you can use her almost like to buff a hero to let them double cast every single time when they cast, like, their proactive skill. So that is going to be huge in terms of damage boosting as well. So damage boosting, survivability, all into one kit. I do believe this is, I mean, every limited hero we have seen today is meta changing and very defining. So I do expect her to do basically the same. Like, if a limited hero came out and it flopped, we have always seen in the past is they will actually buff this limited hero. So, you know, if you're whaling, this is definitely a hero. You know, it's kind of proven time and true again. They have always, you know, made sure they're strong. Okay, so I'm going to show her with Jingle Bell. And what we're going to see is, now start of the battle, right? Everybody gets these shelter things. So she's going to have a shelter. Only 1 HP is lost when taking any damage, right? Only 1 HP toss is taking any damage. So this happens. So the language is actually really confusing. It's like when she's actually above 50%, you will be able to get that. So we'll test that shortly afterwards. If we set her HP, for example, below, would that actually resulting something like getting a little bit less of that? Because I feel like these translations sometimes are done so poorly. Like I usually spend time, like, you know, even reading the Mandarin version just to make sure, or the Chinese version just to make sure it's correct. So here you can see, okay, we're just gonna do a basic here for a sec. Great, why did she get frozen there? Okay, I'm gonna do this, and now we get reappearance on her, right? Now she has reappearance on Jingle Bell, and we're going to see okay, let's just do that. You can only have 1 reappearance, but okay, let's do this slowly. So this spell is going to be technically casted twice. So Heated Rift, boom, 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 and then we're going to cast it again, Heated Rift, boom, 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 and it's like a repeat cast. So think about the power of that. Like, you could technically do this on any spell. Like, let's just change our lineup, right? Like, I don't know. Let's say we do it with Catherine. Right? And technically I could do this. And now Catherine should get reappearance. Right? Is Catherine with higher attack? Yeah, it is with... Oh, does she have to be in resident status for that to work? Let's just check. Sometimes it's like... Yeah, she has to be under resident status first. Okay, so... Let's just quickly restart that. She starts out, okay, so let's put her in resident status first. And this is the part where I'm saying, like, she's supposed to get this for 2 turns, right? But you only end up getting it for 1 turn. Okay, now she's going to get reappearance. What ends up happening is now I'm getting double cast of Holy Shield. And you can see now that shield... like now there's like 2 shields on me, right? Like it was double casting. So like for shielders, if they happen to be the highest attack, now you get double shields as a result. And you do this every single turn, right? So now Catherine, but when you count it, it will count as 2 proactive attack. So there are certain interaction with bosses where like it will count as proactive attack. Say, I don't know, here's a hero that potentially you will see use in the most recent Demonic Conquest, right? So if you pair it together with, say, the likes of Jocelyn. Where's Jocelyn? Where's my Jocelyn? Well, or any Jocelyn. I thought she was, anyways, Jocelyn. There we go. So sometimes you need to do, say, resonance damage, right? So let me just charge it up. Okay, now next turn. So she's going to be doing like resonance damage. So I think there might be some random firing. Oh, Marie's a really good example because Marie, the second part of her skill is like casting it twice. So you see how that casting twice, and that would have got the resonance if she was in resonance status here. Let me just change the lineup again here. Let's put Marie in here. Right, and if Marie was in here, we would see like a double proc. Just do one basic attack here. She's still in resonance status. Good. Okay. Oh, great. Now Marie just lost her resonance status. Thanks. But here you can see like double cast, right? Like, oh, great. Now she's not in resonance status again. Let's put her in resonance status. And in this stage, like she will actually get, there we go. Now we're first. Okay, so here you go. You got the reappearance. So here you can see the Marie skill should cast additional secondary stats, right? So the stats itself, the skill repeats itself, and you know all the additional effects is also triggered from there. So you can see how this will make your strongest attacker just do way more. So let's now explore the second part of her E1. I believe now if we set Marie, say, at 51% HP, what's going to end up happening is we should only see one layer of... That is so weird. We get two of these? We got 1 HP before taking any damage. But she's not even below. Okay, well... We're gonna have to test this part a little bit here. There's a couple of things we need to test. Let's put her below 33%. Restart again. Okay, so now she's gotten the direct damage part, but all the damage is getting reduced to 1. But these are basic attack. They shouldn't hit on 1. That's weird. Are they hitting 1 because the enemy's attack is too low? Okay, hold on. No, maybe it's just because it's Marie. This is probably the wrong hero to test with. Oh no, wait, hold on. Catherine heals. Here, let's put in Luz. And then let's put Luz's HP at 25. Yep, restart with current settings. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this. Okay, now there's 2 of these on him. So you can see those damage are not getting reset to 1, right? However, let's edit again. Let's put Luz at 34%. So that means the first time those still apply, but I think afterwards now, what happened? The damage is supposed to... Isn't the damage supposed to go to 1? Like, if it would have reduced... Oh, no, the hit has to be hard enough so that it brings it down. Then the damage becomes 1. If they just do damage above it, it doesn't actually matter. So it's almost like protecting really hard hits. Is that how it works? Here, let's go on to the enemy side. I think it might be easier to test it on the enemy side for this. We'll put Nick... and let's just put any hero on the other side. Put the Luz here. Edit on our side, we'll just give Luz so much HP and damage here. Okay, okay, there we go. Now the enemy has the stats. Okay, let's see what happens. So we're gonna do a one big massive hit. And I think the damage is supposed to go to 1, right? Oh no, because I'm gonna just boost myself in a way so that the damage is huge. Let's give some mastery here too. Okay. Let's make sure the enemy is actually faster than us. Okay, so the enemy is gonna first, put herself into that status. Let's see. Our hit should be 1, right? Okay, see, those 2 hits was supposed to hit the enemy below 50%. So those one gets turned to 1. Now they still have that little icon in. So if I give them a very giant big hit, that stopped them exactly at stopped it right at 33%. I think only works once though. Like, it's actually kind of finicky to use, but you can be sure that what it does is it does help protect you. That's weird. Let's just give them a little bit more. Does it trigger at the start of the battle? Like, is that what's happening? Like, here you can see on my side, for whatever reason, I have it. You can see here I'm only getting hit 1, even though for the enemy I have given her all the extra attack damage mastery, because they were gonna hit me hard enough, right? Because I have all these things on me. And on my side, if I do hit her back, okay, see, now I died because I don't have it. But you can see the damage reduction there too, right? Like, I would have imagined that here. Let me just up the bleed damage as well. And as well as the skill damage. Okay. Now when I cast this, I gave everybody another 2 layers of this. Okay, so you see those hits were supposed to hit it below the enemy, but it still survived. Luz still has 1, so if I hit Luz really hard, it should. It didn't take it below. Hold on. Let's try that interaction one more time. Make sure we have crit damage. Okay. Okay. Yeah, those won't take it below 1. It's a second hit. I'm now hurt by it. Let's hit it by 1 more time. There's still the really big hit, so you see the damage didn't really exactly get to 1, but it... Oh, I see. Okay, so whatever damage in excess of the 66% became 1. So on that particular hit, you can't go above. So now it's... Okay, so... Okay. So let's show kind of at the lower exclusive then. Right? Which would mean even at E0. So let's put the enemy here at exclusive 0. That should work. So we'll put her like at very little HP, but just give her enough speed to go before us. But on the enemy team, we'll give more speed with way little HP. On our side, we will, do a big massive hit. And what should happen is she automatically gets into resonance status at even E0, right? She turns herself into resonance status. She gave herself that little shield thing. Our big hit is going to bring her down to 50% HP, which should leave her at 5,000, I believe. We're going to hit, boom. See, 5,000. There you go. She's now reduced exactly to half. So that's basically what's going to happen. Is the way that these light shelters work when she goes into resonance status, basically it's going to stop the damage from all that entire round before the turn ends. So for that entire turn, it stops the damage. Even they basically have to go to the next hero to do more damage. So you can't like use one hero, do a whole bunch of extra hits and get through. Like you just can't get through, right? Like multi-hits are not going to get through. That's a really important part about this. Like today when we see like multi-hit heroes, they can get through some of that some of those blocking mechanics, but this you can't. You literally basically now chop your HP bar into like 3 pieces and you can survive a lot of nonsense with it. Now, okay, let's go on to the skill, the last damage part. Like this 40% damage, what does it actually really boost? So maybe we can just kind of do the math here a little bit. Now, I think if I just do a basic hit, it should be, okay, 10% of her HP, right? Now, if I edit her and give her 50,000, 5 times the bleed damage, that should allow me to do 1,000,000 on hit, right? On per hit. Let's make sure that's correct. The first hit on my side should be bring her exactly to 50, right? And all of those extra hit wouldn't work. Now on this hit, it should say 1,000,000. Oh, sorry. So extra damage, so it's multiplied by 6. Okay. So let's just edit to 400,000, 4 times extra bleed damage. And that should allow me to hit a nice rounded number. We're going to see if that 40% damage in resonance status is actually precisely that amount. So you can see here on that basic hit is exactly that rounded number, right? So try again. Just want to make sure her bleed damage is there. Yep. So this time I'm going to put her into resonance status. I get 2 turns of it. Okay. So let's see this hit. This hit should get 40% more of that. It's purely multiplicative. If we see that, it should be 1.4 million. And do we see 1.4 million? Okay, something's really weird. Oh, right. I need to put tenacity on her. It's the tenacity that gets let's get converted over. She has no tenacity right now. Where's tenacity? Okay, let's just max out tenacity. It should say 40%. So the base version should give me 20% extra damage. Like just from her passive alone, she's always going to give 20% more damage from, if you have enough tenacity. So this first hit, sorry, we're gonna do it like on base. And if my calculation is right, this. Okay, so what that basically just told me is that 40% damage is not a pure multiplier. That was like, it's an additive to all of your bonus damage. This part, it doesn't interact the same way. So this 40% extra boost is additive. It is not multiplicative, unfortunately. If it's multiplicative, it would have been way more. Right? Let's edit out attributes here. Let's Let's just do that again. Here, we're going to use it this way. We're going to max out her tenacity, right? And we're going to just give her a nice rounded number. Here right now we have no mastery, nothing. So we should see a nice clean of 20% extra damage increase. Or is it 14% damage increase? Okay, she has resonance status right now, right? Yeah, so it's going to be full 40%. So that number we hit should be 200,000 times 1.4, so it should be 28. Let's 28. Yeah, 2860. Why is there a tiny little bit extra? Am I not converting properly? I thought there's a cap. Hold on. Is the cap more than 50%? Sorry, more than 40%? Let's see. So it's supposed to increase 4.4% each. So 16% on top of the 24. Yeah, that's weird. It should be exactly 40%. Like, why is the bleed damage not scaling properly? Like, where's the 640 coming from? Is there some extra damage type I'm not accounting for here? That I'm not. That's weird. But anyways, like if I were to increase bleed, right? Like this will be just the extra damage coming out of bleed. Right? You see? That bleed would have taken into 160, sorry, 1.2 million there, like for these hits. But the extra tiny little bit purely came from the base skill damage multiplier. It's not coming through. Like the 8640, that is not interacting with it. So I don't know if that's intentional or not. Like, that really sucks in terms of this extra damage part. Because normally you would expect that to be purely multiplicative if it doesn't interact that way. So I don't know if it's by design or not. So anyways, I'll leave that to the devs to find out. And by the way, you know, like I mentioned, like this thing, it's supposed to be 4 turns, but if you played around with it already, you know it's only at 2 turns right now. Anyways, I'll leave that for you guys to explore, but we have 2 weeks for them to address this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gandalf out.